Starting a YouTube channel has made me feel like I think my beginner piano students feel. It's put me in a position of vulnerability, and I want to share a little bit about that today. And I want to be totally real and honest and potentially a little bit vulnerable. And because of that, I'm just going to try and talk. I'm not going to try and edit this too much. I mean, this is one of the things, and I guess it's the same thing if you're a beginner piano student, that if you're trying to develop a YouTube channel, then the first thing you do is you go and look at other content creators and you watch videos on YouTube about it. And that necessarily gives you the idea that everybody's succeeding, because of course YouTube feeds you, because of the algorithm, videos from people who are succeeding. And it's really hard at first. It's really hard. This is exactly what made me think about my beginner piano students, and not just the beginners, but those that have been doing it really for a couple of years and are a couple of years in, and the initial excitement has kind of waned and they realize that this is the long haul, and it really is. So today I wanted to just bring together a few of the parallels as I see them, and share a bit of vulnerability as I go. And I really hope that you'll come along for the ride. And perhaps you could put in the comments if you can identify with either growing social media or learning a new instrument, and what stage you are at that process. Because let's face it, we all want to be amongst friends, and that's what I really hope from this video too. See, I think the first point I want to make is that the first videos that you make, now I should say here that I started this YouTube channel probably 5 years ago. I know during the pandemic, I actually had a video that went sort of kind of semi-viral. It was a baby shark video. Now, I actually cringe if I look at any of those first videos. They're really bad. I'm not even saying the latest ones are any good, but those first ones were really bad. I look at my appearance. I'm still like not happy about my appearance, but I'm happier than I was. And they just make me cringe. But I do think that recently, when I came back to this properly, because I've been afraid of YouTube for years, probably around August this year, and I came back to it, and it feels like I'm starting from scratch. You see, I'm gonna make mistakes, and I'm gonna leave them. So yeah, the first videos, and I'm counting these in the last 2 months, they feel really cringe. They feel so cringe because, yeah, I've been learning and I've been watching, how to do all these edits and B-roll and cutaways and trying to add the energy, because of course nobody is, we're not very good at sticking around to things, I'm not very good at sticking around and watching long form content. And I'm really aware of that. So I've tried all that, and then I sent it to somebody, and one of my students, and he said, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like all these cutaways and all that continual stuff." And then, yeah, they're saying that if you just talk, then that's boring too. So there's this paranoia that comes with the whole thing. And all I can say is that must match with actually not just a beginner piano student, but anybody along the journey. That sense of cringe, that sense of, I'm doing it, I'm showing up. Wow, it feels like a slog. And wow, I feel like a pillock while I'm doing it. I just don't think I'm good enough. I know that the number of beginner piano students, and I mean especially adults here, who apologize during their lessons. And I feel like apologizing. Sometimes I'll share these videos that I'm doing on YouTube, and I feel this embarrassment about them. Because there are things that are all right, but there are things that are just, ugh. And I know that, 2 years down the line, because I've got to stick with it, I'm going to go back to them and I'm going to think, what the hell? So I think the second point I want to make is that there's such a lot of worry associated with this. I've already grown social media channels. I'm not afraid of social media. I actually really love it. I find a great pleasure in doing it. I have 16,000 followers on TikTok currently. I've just made 13,000 followers on Facebook. So there's part of me thought, well, how hard can YouTube be? I know a thing or two about social media. Oh yeah, right? Oh yeah? God, it's hard. YouTube is hard. It's really hard. And when you're used to getting lots of views on your videos and loads of shares and likes and all that on your posts, especially my written posts on Facebook, and then I come to YouTube and it's tumbleweed. I mean, you know, if I can't even pass a 200 view barrier in my videos. And if you're used to working with social media, you know that you're constantly looking at the analytics and seeing what's going well. And it's really easy to feel really crap. I'm not going to lie. Doesn't mean to say I'm going to stop. Oh, no, it just means I'm going to learn. But I think that's how it feels when you're learning an instrument. It still feels like that as an advanced pianist, that we're so aware of the mistakes. It's almost like we're doing our own analytics when we're learning an instrument. Or we're further down the line with an instrument, or maybe we're learning to teach an instrument. We have these own analytics of, oh, well, that wasn't very good. Oh, did you hear that mistake? Oh, I got that wrong. And we're constantly comparing in our heads our performances with this kind of ideal. And same with YouTube. What's the ideal? That every video goes viral? Well, wake up, sunshine. It's not going to happen. I know that. It's still hard. Still really hard. I'm learning a lot about myself in this process, and you learn a lot about yourself as a beginner student in any instrument. I think the third point I want to make is that with YouTube, with instrument learning, improvement is almost invisible. One good piece of advice I'm getting from a lot of these YouTube gurus is each time you do a video, make one thing better. Make one thing better. Make a 1% change each time, and then it builds. It's cumulative. It builds over time. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do. Today, what I'm trying to do is just be real and just talk and try to do minimal editing, because I've tried to do high editing and it's taking its toll. You know, life is hard. Life is busy. And it's really hard to fit things in. And I'm at the point at the moment, I'm not at burnout, but I can feel the signs. Yeah? So today I thought, well, I'll take the advice of another YouTube guru and just be real. But it takes time. Improvement takes time. And it feels like that because with an instrument, it does take time. It takes years and years and years. Another parallel here, my French learning. Did French A-level when I was 18. What use was that? It's so slow. It takes so long, and I guess over time you feel this incremental change and improvement, but wow, it takes such a long time that you have to have this resilience, and it's hard won. I could already feel sometimes I've kind of gone, is this worth it? Is this YouTube business worth it? And yet the drive in me says, yes, it is. Yes, it's absolutely worth it. And that's what we have when we learn an instrument. That's what I had. I guess as a kid, I never really felt that. I just loved it. And I guess what I love about social media is that I love it. I really enjoy it. I love the sense of communication. I love the sense of self-improvement. And I do get the biggest dopamine hit when I see in the metrics and the analytics that things are getting better. So many parallels. And I think the fourth and last point I want to make is that the only way to make these improvements in both YouTube and as a beginner piano student is by putting ourselves out there, about showing up every day to do what we have to do. I am literally constantly thinking about social media. Aside from the, goodness knows what, I don't know, 27, 30 hours teaching I do a week, and not to mention the socials and my own practice and my own reading and preparing for coaching and my work as a principal tutor with a piano teacher's course. There's a lot of stuff going on, never mind being a wife, being a mother, being a friend, being a dog walker, looking after my health, having some leisure time. we have to find that space to learn by doing, and it's hard when you feel vulnerable and you feel, I'm crap at this. You know that you're getting better, but you have to fight for that learning by doing, but you've got to keep doing. And I guess that's my message really, and that's the overall theme that comes from this, that we've just got to keep showing up. We've got to keep doing it, doing the do, day after day. This is going to be a long process. This YouTube business is going to be a long process, but you know what? I'm 50 years old. I started playing the piano when I was about 9. And I had about 17 years where I didn't really play, where I worked in schools. It's a long process. And with the piano, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I want to be so much better. So we keep showing up, we keep doing the do, and we just try to love the process and not be too hard on ourselves as we go along. Do you agree? If you're learning something, I'd really love it if you let me know. Just pop in the comments if you're learning the piano, what are you doing? What are your hurdles? What are your obstacles? What drives you? If you're a YouTuber, where are you on your journey? Do you get those highs? Do you get those lows? And just a massive thank you for listening to this point. I'm not showing up with fire and energy, but I am showing up with just me. Lots of love.